We're not trying to be broke this year, and so in order to avoid that, we need to understand how exactly the financial system works, where we live, and the responsible actions to take to pursue that. So, hi, my name is Nyanganiyambakam, and in today's video, this is a beginner's guide to understanding how finances work in Canada and trying to, build our financial life to be more responsible. And at the end, I'll be sharing with you 2 tips on how you can save money even when you're not making a lot of money, or you're just like barely surviving on your income. So yeah, let's get into it. Very important to ensure that you research which banks you're going into. I know that I didn't do this, and I know that a lot of people don't do this. They just look around and they're like, I hear TD is good. Or for me, it was because I saw like a particular bank around the place, and so like I just went there. I'm like, oh, they must be good. But it's actually important to like research. So the check-ins account is usually the same no matter where, but the savings rate varies from bank to bank. So TD has a good savings interest rate, and so like when you put your money into savings, it grows over time. And henceforth, this is a really good tip to even like build up money, a little bit of cents, a little bit of dollar over time, is that if you have money saving for a long time, don't just leave it in your check-ins, just put it in your savings, and it will build up little by little over time. I have seen this. Like, it wasn't my money, but I was keeping it in my account savings for a couple of weeks, and it actually built up like substantial amounts. So yeah, that's one of like the first aspect, the basic aspect. Next, it's good to like build your credit score. What a credit score is, it's a proof of how well you are good at paying back at things and being a responsible citizen. And the people that need this proof are individuals which you're gonna ask to rent from, or like if you want to purchase a house and you will need a loan from the bank as well, or anybody, they need to see that you have a good credit score, and they need that's their proof that they can trust you. After all, they don't know you, they don't really know anything about you. So your credit score is a proof of your trustworthiness in making payments on time and stuff. And how that is like accumulated is through a credit card. A credit card is not free money. I think that was probably the shock of last year, finding out that people actually think that credit card is free money. Like, guys, in this world, in this day and age, we're how. But if you don't know, you just don't know. But like, yeah, it's not free money, and it's not it's a loan basically, and it's not a loan that you can pay whenever you want. No, it usually has like a 1 month time span, and ideally you're supposed to pay it off by at least 2 to 3 weeks after you've used it. And also, ideally, you're not supposed to use more than 40% of the allowance they give you. So you can have a credit card allowance of like 1,000. You're not supposed to use more than like 40% or like less than 50% of it, ideally. But we know life happens, so like whenever, if you use all of it at the basics, just like pay it off before the deadline. The basic guide for it, people normally say this, I don't know how realistic it is, especially living through it, is that use it as your debit card. So essentially, don't purchase things with your credit card that you don't have the amount for in your savings or check-ins card currently, or you're gonna get paid. So like, let's say you're gonna get paid in a week's time, but you want to get something right now, you can use that and then like pay it off. But the key to this is really to be responsible. A lot of people try to argue that, oh my gosh, people are scamming us, they're doing this, but it really is the system. You can't beat it unless you already have a house and you're just going to live in it, and you're going to absolutely have no reason to pay loans. Then don't get a credit card, to be honest. But if you are planning to like purchase a car, purchase a house, and you're going to do that off of like paying little by little over time, you are going to need a credit card, and you're going to need to be responsible using your credit. The ideal pattern of like saving is you get money in your check-ins, send some to savings. There are different rules of like budgeting or saving. Use 30% or like save it or whatever. Follow that, and then use your credit card, and you pay from your savings back to your credit card, and you're good. You're paying your bills, probably to your check-ins or whatever. You're living the life. But if you realize that you've accumulated a good amount in your savings, the next best thing is to actually go into investment. And one of the first like safe way of like investing is by using your TFSA, tax-free savings account. It's a form of investment. So you take your money from your savings or your check-ins and send it there, and it's tax-free and the interest goes on. But these are savings that you expect to see returns for like a long term. So don't put it there if you want to save something to buy in 2 months time. No, this is like, oh, I want to save for a year, or I want to save for like 2 years. And the next one is the RRSP. Yeah, it's a retirement savings fund for if you're here working in Canada, and that one is a bit more like serious. There's a whole portfolio. It's the bank investing your money for you, and that's the process. And like this one also is really long term, but it's like the real serious thing. I got into both of them actually earlier last year because I was just working. I wasn't schooling or anything. But I had to like drop off because when I started school in September, I was obviously working less, and so I didn't have like the income to like put into both. I had automatic sending from my savings account to both of them, and so like it wasn't meeting up, and I was like actually like using money and stuff. Sometimes my check-ins were going to overdraft and then it would like return, so it didn't make sense. And so I literally went to the bank, and when I was about to close, the lady was like, oh no, like next time it's just good to just stick to the TFSA. That one is safe, and then when you know that you have like a solid job and income, then you can use the RRSP. And I was like, okay, thank you. Great. So that was like good advice. So if you don't have, like, you're like, okay, my savings are building up or whatever, then put it into the TFSA. That one is Gucci until like when you're ready to work. Jumping off of that, a really good tip on like habit to form is setting up automatic systems to save, and that makes you more responsible and like removes the burden of yourself, and keeps you accountable literally. So if you decided that what works for you and your income and your lifestyle is to save $10 every 2 weeks, you just go to the bank or like open your app and set an automatic system. So every 2 weeks $10 comes out of your account and goes into the savings account and such. And so you're living your life and you're still saving. Is that to take the money out, it's pretty tedious, and so that's a really good way to like force you to save, because to go into them you really have to like go into the bank, like request the meeting, do this whole process. It's really long, and that's why again it's for long term. So like you go this year and you don't check on it until, well, they send you reports actually, but like you don't go back in until like a year later. You just go into the bank once a year just to check up or just talk and stuff. That is another thing that people a lot of times don't use, is going into the bank and speaking to like an advisor, financial advisor. And then is a lot of time, unless you're a student, you're paying for the services of these people and their bank, and you're not using it optimally. If you're not going there, ask them, what discounts do you have for me? This is what I do, this is what business I run, this is services I provide. How do you think I can be more responsible? What benefits can I make use of in the bank? They're there 24/7, like literally you don't pay them when you go, because they're already taking the money of your fees. So it's good to like make use of them. Go there, tell them, don't tell me your old business, but like, you know, just a bit of, okay, I do this. Like if you do a business on the side, how can the bank help me with this? Sometimes they have loans, sometimes they have grants and funds, and people don't make use of them because they don't know them. They go in and find out. So definitely good. You want to go into real stocks investment. The safe way to do this is through using like tech companies that already have it set up, so like World Simple and stuff. I haven't used this yet, but I feel like I've learned a lot about it and like understood it thoroughly to go into it when I'm ready. But like if you are, you know, this is something to look into, like to plan towards. Apparently you can start, you know, using and investing with just like $1. But the idea is that like also like every month when you get paid, as you would pay your credit card bills, pay your regular bills and stuff, you would also just send money into those accounts, into those like apps or stuff, and buy stocks, and the money will, you know, increase over time. If there might be drops, there might be high increases, but your point is to leave it there for like a long time in order to see like high returns and stuff. That is the short summary of like understanding the different platforms and nuances of being responsible and building your finances in Canada. I will be making another video soon about how to, you know, be responsible in general, how to grow your finances, and the different habits or tools to use to like grow your finances and stuff. But as I promised you, 2 tips on how to kind of like increase your money or like your spending even when you're not making more income, or you just like, yeah, you can't even like make ends meet, is making use of financial institutions that allows you cash back when you spend. And the simple explanation for this is that as you spend, you're getting cash back. And if you're wary of that, the way these companies make their money is through like your transaction fees. And yeah, because they're not physical banks, they don't require a lot of fees and payments like the physical banks do. So like this is that. But one thing to keep note is that, for example, you can build your credit score with some of these banks. Some of them offer savings account, but some don't. And yeah, examples of these are Koho Financial Institution, EQ Bank. It's an online, this one's an actual online bank, but the feature of like the cashback is just like that. Another one is Stack. Another one is World Simple Cashback Card. For Koho, I feel like it's like the easiest to get into. You can sign up within like 5 minutes, and here is a code. I'll put it up in the screen somewhere. Here is a code you can use to get some form of like discount and cash when you sign up, and I'll also get some form of money when you sign up. But essentially I would send money from my savings or like my checkings account from my regular bank, send it to this one and just spend on this one and get cash back using it. Another bank that uses cash back in general is CIBC, and I'm pretty sure it's Scotia too, but I don't really use Scotia like that. So yeah, definitely be using like your cashback features. But these ones are good because like you don't need more money, you're not going to go into debt or anything. That's how it is. Another thing is to ensure you are making use of your discount that is attainable to you in whatever stage of life you're in. So they're like, you know, like older folks, they have like discount for them because they're old. There's also discount for like students. There's also discount for teachers and stuff. And insert here Prime student discount. As an Amazon user, a lot of us like subscribe to the Prime delivery system. But like if you're a student, all you need is your email to get half of that monthly subscription. You literally pay like $4.99 plus tax, so like maybe $5, $6 in general, half of whatever you're paying if you're already using like an Amazon Prime account to do that. I am currently a Prime student ambassador. They sent me a box and all. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. They sent me a box and all. I have the hat, I have the water bottle, merch and stuff. So I will leave the link below. If you're students and you're interested, you get much more discounts than that. You get the free Prime music, free Prime videos, massive discount on the textbook store on Amazon and stuff. So yeah, but if you're not a student, just look in your life in general and see what things might be applicable to you. A lot of things are like wasted and not used because people are not aware of them. So please, if you don't take anything, it's to be aware, learn more. There's lots of content that teaches even the hardest things in a way that like suits you and suits your lifestyle. Okay, please like, share and subscribe. Please help us to grow. But until next time, never stop curating your best life.